Hey guys, welcome back to our next video. In this video, we're gonna do hands-on for our recreate or fixed update deployment. So to do that, we will create another file over here, exactly similar to the previous one, but then this will be using the FU as an uh, fixed update in terms of deployment. Here in this file, I'm going to copy paste the stuff which is on the part 7 of your GitHub file. So that's going to have the content which I need right now. And this is the content. Let's go through the content really quickly. So API, which is going to app slash version 1. So there's not much change there. Kind deployment, and the name of the deployment is Sterling FU as in fixed update prod web deploy. And then you're going to have replicas S3, and then you have the environment as Sterling, production, and web. And then here the strategy is to recreate the deployment. So that's basically what we are planning to do here. There is nothing called fixed update as such. It's a type of deployment called recreate. Here is basically your minimum seconds, post deadline, and then the number of history which needs to be maintained. So this is all we have seen. And then you have the labels with the version 1 on it, and then the container name, and then you have the image as well. So beyondcloud.ai Nginx v1. And then you have the container port number, and this is the extra parameter which we have given. It is the readiness probe in which we are using the function HTTP GET. Within that, we have given some variables here called path and port. Path is the default path, which is the root folder of the website. And then the port number is 80. Here there is an initial delay of 10 seconds where it needs to wait for 10 seconds to, to start the readiness check after the pod is created. And then you have the period of check, which is for every 5 seconds. It's going to verify whether the port number 80 is running or not for you to have a continuous, for it to verify whether this is working or not. And then the failure threshold is 3, which means that it needs to check 3 times of this 5-second interval. And then if it's still not working, then it's going to be like, marked as not working, and a new container will be replacing this one. So this is pretty much your configuration towards this YAML file. The manifest is ready, so let's just do kube control apply -f, and then Sterling FU prod web deploy.yaml. So it's created. So you can see that immediately you have your RS created over here, replica set, and as well as your pod sparrow started running over here. So you can see that the ready is coming a bit slow because of the 10 seconds interval which we have given over here. So the 10 seconds it took about, so you can see that it started working fine after the 10 seconds because it needs to verify whether the application is run up or not, and then only it basically gets to the state called ready state. Until then, it won't be going to the ready state. It will be waiting for the acknowledgement from the readiness probe for it to start working. So pretty much your default configuration. So we can run the for loop over here where you can see the version 1 is getting displayed, but then you have to know the individual IP address, and you need to check each IP address whether that particular server is working fine or not. That's a problem in this method. Anyway, so in the next session, we will be talking about a different method to consolidate all the reports on the next using services. Well, anyways, as per my understanding, this is what I wanted to cover on this video, and then we will just do a simple check on the kubectl describe in terms of both pod. I'll choose one of this pod. So the describe is telling me about the pod status over here, the container ID, container DID. So this is basically your container DUSCRI. And then you have your Docker rated ID over here, and then you have the port number. The host port number is not defined. That's all right. And here is the readiness. So here you can see that HTTP GET for this HTTP // the default host, the default the default application, and then 80. And then delay is 10 seconds. So this is the first time delay. And then timeout is 1 second. Period is 5 seconds over here. and success is 1, failure is 3. So if it works once, then it is actually a success. If it doesn't work for 3 times for the period of 5 seconds, then it's called failure. So that's number 3. And then you can see some status related to your pod in terms of your condition for the pod, like pod ready to start, container true, initiator 2 ready true, container ready to, pod schedule true. So all these are some conditions which it needs to be satisfied. And then you have the events over here, which actually talks about what actually is going on in terms of success of your aligning. So here you can see that the container image created, container started, and then the readiness gets satisfied, and then it basically becomes ready. So until then, it's just gonna be there, not entering the ready state. So the next describe we are going to see is the replica state. So let's copy paste the replica state from here. So this is the replica set, and here in the replica set you have I'm sorry, if I said it in a wrong way, it's replica set. I was mentioning about that. So you can see the readiness as part of the replica set as well, and you can see the pod status, it's 3 running and 3 desired state right now. So that's pretty much about the replica set. Next is about the deploy or the deployment. Let's copy paste the deployment item over here, and you can see the deployment here. You can see that the scaling of replica to 3, so that's basically the replicas we have configured as part of the deployment, and that's basically what is being aligned. You can see also the readiness is part of this as well, because it is getting hierarchy is followed all over again. Anyways, that's pretty much I want to show you over on this video. Thank you again for watching this. I will see you on the next one.